What's up, guys? How's it going? So before you get all butthurt and give me a thumbs down on the video, why don't you sit through the video a little bit and listen to what I'm saying here. So this video is called Gun Owners: Coward, Confident, or Stupid? Here it is. Alright guys, so like I said, I know some people are going to get butthurt with the title and like, oh my god, how dare you say something like that, when they have no clue what I'm actually going to be talking about. So here, let me get into this, guys. So a lot of you know I did 2 tours in Iraq as a Marine Corps rifleman. I did a total of 7 years in the military between my United States Marine Corps and the Arizona Army National Guard. That doesn't include the 4 years of inactive ready reserve, because I don't include that. Alright, so I did the time in the military, and I've been carrying a concealed firearm for 11 consistent years, guys. Alright, so this is all from personal experience and personal observations. So how many of you have gone to a range with insanely strict rules? You're like, holy crap, why are these rules so strict? And then you go in there and say you're just go up there, you go shooting, and you go to pull the trigger, and boom, oh, that's pretty good. I'm gonna get double tap in, bang bang, bang bang. Then all of a sudden some jackass comes running out. Who the hell is out here rapid firing? You better not be rapid firing on my range or I'll kick you out. How many of you guys have had anything like that happen? I have. How many of you guys have been sitting in an armory, like me? I did this towards the end of my Marine Corps enlistment. Sitting in an armory while someone hands you a rifle, muzzle first, right to your throat when they're trying to turn it in, and you just grab it and shove it back out to them and start cursing at them. How many of you have seen that? So, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this topic, alright? So first, everyone knows that firearm safety is one of the most important things, alright? You have to be safe when you're shooting a firearm. So how many of you have known that back in the 40s and 50s, when firearms marksmanship was at its absolute peak, then police officers would actually go down range and they would actually hold up a cigarette in front of a target, and their buddy would shoot the cigarette out of their hands, or they put the cigarette in their mouth and their buddy would shoot the cigarette out of their mouth. Now we look at that today and people are like, oh my god, that's so stupid. Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's some stupidity behind it, but there's also one other thing that you guys are forgetting: confidence. Confidence in the person behind the gun, confidence in your own personal skills behind the gun. Or you say you're at a gun shop, for example, or a class, if you're getting a basic permit class, and your instructor walks in and he kind of stands up there and he starts talking about the guns, and then his way to hold a gun is to grab it and this, and doing some ridiculous stuff like that, where it's already locked back in the slide and there's a little range tag in it and everything else. How many of you guys have been to a range and you've seen guys pull their pistols out of the box that it has a lock on it? They pull their pistol out, their pistol slide is locked to the rear, they have their little barrel tag in there, the chamber tag in there, and they have their ammo in a completely separate bag, and then they pull the ammo out, and then when they transfer it, they're very careful to put the pistol in one spot and make sure the magazine doesn't come anywhere close to the pistol, because oh my god, it might go off, for crying out loud. So I know you've seen this and I've seen it, and it freaking drives me crazy. Alright, so I brought this up because this was, I don't know, a little while ago. This was a couple years ago. So I was talking to a guy, we were just talking about guns, and he was a CCW carrier, I was a CCW carrier, and he was showing me, he had like a little Ruger LCR that he was carrying, and he pulled it up to me and he just showed it to me. I'm like, oh, it's just nice. And at that time I was carrying my M&P, so I showed him my M&P, and it was just, just honest conversation, nothing going on. But then that guy starts all of a sudden going off, and you're just talking and you're not doing anything. You're just like talking, you have pointed, and you grab it and you hold it. He's like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you pointing it? Dude, you shouldn't be pointing it down there. It's like, dude, I'm just looking at the sights. I'm pointing at the ground in a safe direction. Nothing's going to happen. But that same person, you found out, went to a party 2 weeks earlier with his buddies, drunk out of his mind, and he started wrestling while he was carrying his concealed firearm on his back, plastered, was wrestling, and his pistol falls out on the floor, and he doesn't even realize it, so much so that the homeowner, who also happened to be a gun owner, had to pick it up and lock it up in his safe to keep it away from this guy. Now, What do you think? What kind of conclusion have you guys come to this? Because I can tell you exactly the conclusion that have come to us. They're crazy range safety officers, the crazy people like this that are obsessed and are psychotic, literally psychotic, when it comes to range safety officers, weapon safety people. The people that won't even put a round in their own damn chamber. Or if they're holding a revolver, they'll leave one cylinder open, the one that's lined up to the cylinder, so it doesn't magically go off when it's in their holster. Now, I've noticed this in time, in the military and through that, there are some people that have horrible weapons safety, horrible weapon safety. They're the ones that have negligent discharges all the time, and that they're the ones that are accidentally pointing it and flagging people left and right. And one thing I noticed is that those people that have that issue are the same guys or gals that are going crazy on the range. Firearm safety, oh, you don't want a negligent discharge. Do you ever wonder about that? Because here's my conclusion to it. Some people are terrified. They are cowards around their own firearms. They are complete cowards. They have no confidence in themselves, and they are literally scared of their firearm. Now, what they do is they take all their fears and their confidence issues and they kind of project them onto everyone else. That's why they go crazy about the range safety and firearm safety, and they freak out when everything goes on. They don't carry rounds in the chambers, and they have, I remember the first pistol permit class I had out in Connecticut, the guy showed up, school teacher, he's just a part-time out, NRA instructor, comes in there with a Glock 22 on an outside holster, which you could tell, outside the waistband holster, which was a retention holster. It had like 3 levels of retention in it. They were sitting on there. It was completely unloaded. And then when he pulled it out to show us, he checked it, before he moved it, checked it, and then he shows it to us. And you could tell that that Glock had never been pulled out of his holster, or had barely been pulled out of a holster. And then after you do the actual classroom of it, the entire classroom section of it, when you actually meet him at the range and you have to do your qualification at that range, he shows up with his Glock that he's teaching a concealed carry class, with his Glock locked up in his box, in his bag, in his ammunition locked in another bag, while he's not carrying a firearm on his body. Yeah, he's an NRA certified instructor, but he has no confidence in himself and he's terrified of his own firearm. And I just want to talk about this because it honestly just drives me freaking insane, guys. It drives me insane. My firearms confidence level is so freaking high. I've never had a negligent discharge like a day in my life. And when I grab a gun, I may be a little faster when I handle it, but I'm always safe. Muzzle's always pointing in the right direction. And I've seen some people like, "Oh, dude, you're kind of moving that a little fast." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I just grab it and I simply move it," because they literally like baby it, like, "Please don't go off. Please don't go off. Please don't go off." Now, I want to get into this because, confidence in your firearm is one of the most important things for carrying a firearm, all right? So, when in the Marine Corps doing 2 tours in Iraq, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is we sleep with our rifles. And I'm not saying we set it down next to each other. I mean, we sleep with the rifle in our freaking sleeping bag, magazine loaded, round in the chamber, condition 1, and the weapon's on safe. We sleep in that for like 4 or 3 hours, and whatever time you can. It's in there because we need to be able to grab it in a moment's notice and engage the enemy. So we sleep with a loaded gun, and we got so confident and so used to it that it didn't even faze us, it didn't even bother us, because we understand how safe that weapon is if it's handled properly. Now, another good example is when I first started, before we crossed the border in Iraq, I was a 203 gunner. I carried an M203 grenade launcher. This is the first time I've had explosives, like actual full-fledged explosives on me in a combat situation. I remember I had 2 M67 fragmentation grenades, then I had 22 high explosive dual purpose 40mm grenade rounds that were on my chest. And it scared the shit out of me. I was like, holy shit, I'm like a walking bomb. It scared the shit out of me. But through time of carrying it and falling on it and stuff bumping into it and watching my buddy do stupid stuff like banging them together, I realized, you know what? What am I so scared of? These are designed safe. It takes 11 rotations for one of these rounds to even arm, which means about 44 to 50 yards before it even arms. So I learned pretty quickly that your confidence in your firearm is easy to get. The trick to get the confidence in the firearm, so you get away from the cowardice and the being terrified of your own firearms, is to dry fire practice daily. Dry fire practice daily. At night when you're putting it away or taking it out of your holster, just like your regular unholstering it, all right? Do it the same way, boom, and put it up there. It gives you that extra practice. You know, during the day, if you are, I don't know, say you get to you're a nice area, completely nice little area, it's a very safe area, good backdrop. I want you to try something, all right? So some people are going to freak out when I say this, oh my God! But I want you to try something. So you get yourself to a very safe area, backdrop, nothing can possibly go wrong. Practice pulling that gun from your holster. Load it, all right? Practice pulling it from your holster. What I want you to do, I want you to pull it, bring it out, slowly put it back in, finger out the trigger. I want you to do it a couple times. And after you do that a couple times, pull it out, push it out like you're doing it, let your hands go and let it fall. And that right there, people are going to start freaking out. Oh my God, how dare you do that? What happens if it goes off? It won't go off. There are drop safeties in place that it won't go off. What it will do, it will teach you how safe your firearm is. It will help you start building up that confidence of that firearm that you're carrying. Because if you are scared of the firearm that you're carrying, if you have no confidence in that firearm, if you have no confidence in your safety abilities, if you have no confidence in yourself when carrying that firearm, then you are going to be a danger to other people. And that is straight up freaking stupid, all right? Get out and practice with your firearm. Get used to it, guys. Get used to carrying it loaded. Put it around in the chamber. Fill up the entire cylinder, guys. It is not going to magically go off in your hand. You know, if you get around a pistol and you put it there completely loaded and you guys start shouting at it, trying to piss it off, it's not going to go off, guys. You know, it's not going to go off. It's a tool that can only go off if your finger's on the trigger, if the safety's removed, fingers on the trigger. It is a tool that is not going to magically go off. I see it all the time, guys, and it drives me crazy. If you want to carry a firearm and you consider yourself a gun owner and a CCW carrier, you need to have confidence in yourself when it comes to safety, and you need to have confidence in your firearm. And for crying out loud, you can't be fucking scared of your firearm. If you are scared of your firearm, then you'd be better off locking it up in your safe at home. Because guess what? You're going to be more of a danger to everyone else or to yourself than your average confident gun owner, all right? So get yourself out there, get some training, build up some confidence, and get rid of that freaking fear, guys. If you have fear of carrying the firearm, one, you are not going to carry it safely. You're going to have negligent discharge, and people are going to look at you like, dude, what the hell? You know, you're the one that's talking about all the safety and all this other crap, and you're the one out here doing stupid shit with it. Guys, if you carry a firearm, get used to it. Get confidence with it. Get comfortable with it. Get comfortable with yourself. Practice handling. Practice shooting. Take it out and shoot it daily. If you can, find a range where you could actually pull it from a holster and go out there and practice it loaded. Because doing that slowly in the practice, check out my video regarding drawing your firearm, alright? But by going out to that range and getting that practice out there and pulling it out and getting yourself used to having a round in the chamber or a full cylinder, you will build up confidence in your firearm. You will be a better CCW holder. You will be a safer firearm person, guys, and you will get rid of that stupid fear, guys. Get rid of that fear, all right? Because that fear will paralyze you. If you like this video, guys, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me. Go check me out over at Patreon. Remember, guys, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.